What is going on, hobby family? It is your boy K-Dub, and this is K-Dub's High Five, 5 rapid-fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. And today it's one of the favorites, the incomparable, the undefeated, the undisputed, Mr. 20 Drink himself, host of the Gun Show Live on Saturday nights, Jimmy Guns, aka at Mr. Jimmy Bro on Twitter. How are you doing, my dude?
I'm doing great, man. How goes it with you? How goes it with you?
Man, the reason I love this is because you're one of the first dudes that I connected with hobby-wise on Twitter. And now here we are sitting doing an interview on a K-Dub's High Five, man. I love it. I love it. So,
Hey, man, we've talked about it before. I'll never forget. I'll never forget that night, bro. Pulling out all the boxes, going through cards, trying to come up with a fair trade that I was winning, and you're trying to come up with one that you're kind of winning. And we're so scared that we're going to get robbed by each other. And it ended up getting scammed, and it worked perfect, bro. It worked perfect. And here we are years later.
and we're talking $12 worth of cards. You know,
Right.
that's what we were working with. Really.
Right? 100%.
Oh. Anyways, how we're gonna do this, man? Same way. I got 5 hobby-related questions. I'm gonna throw them one right after another. You ready to take on the high five?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, man. First question. Your Twitter handle is at Mr. Jimmy Bro. I don't know why it is that. How did you come up with that as your Twitter handle?
Because Jimmy Guns was gone. I tried to do like Jimmy Guns 1, Jimmy Guns 2, Jimmy Guns 503. Like there must be 1,000 Jimmy Guns out there. You know, in fact, if you search my name, Jimmy Guns, up on YouTube, you're gonna get a couple rappers, a few other people. Like, so Mr. Jimmy Bro just came to me. I was like, whatever, let's just do it. I wish there was a better story behind it, but it just works.
I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah,
It's perfect. All right, man. Second question. When you think about your own personal hobby journey, who would you say have been some of your biggest influences, whether that be through personally collecting or kind of to the business side, which you're a little bit in with your gun show and auctions and stuff?
Okay, so man, number one, I don't know if many people on Twitter remember, man, Ryan Yancey was one of the first people that I met. And I watched him do just really cool things for people. He'd hit cards of breaks, just give them right away to, give them away to new people. And I was kind of taken back. I was shocked. I'm not from that kind of world where people just do nice things for people. And then of course you got Deafness 45.
Yeah.
Me and Deafness got together on a couple of big, racks early on, in Twitter, in my card, in my card journey. So watching his heart was a huge influence on me. And then of course, business side, you got BCB, man, Buck City Breaks. And it's to the point where at first I didn't think they were real. I was like, nah, people can't be this nice. These dudes, there's got to be something up their sleeve. But I'm here to tell you that's really who they are. Like I've been there, I've seen it. Great people. Of course, we got you, man. Somebody who always puts together the racks, bro. The stuff. It's huge to me to have the friends that I have. The influences I have. And then, man, one of my hobby heroes is Scott Berger, man. Watching what he does all the time. And, I tell him all the time he's my hero, man. Watching what he's going through, and then he's still thinking about other people. And that just reminds me, even though I might be going through some tough things here and there, sometimes just reaching out, doing something good for somebody, it kind of puts a Band-Aid on my own hurt. One of the quotes that I carry with me, and I say all the time, is I was mad I had no shoes till I met a man with no feet. And that's just something that really puts a lot of things in perspective. It kind of goes right with this too shall pass. You just do good things and try to put it out there, and it kind of puts out your pain a little bit.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. Some great names there. Some great names there.
Yeah,
all right, question number 3. Let's get into the cards. Is there a grail card for Jimmy Guns, or a card in your collection that will never go away ever for with you always? Is there a grail card in Jimmy Guns' life?
Okay, so when I first started, man, and I wish I had some of the cards that I once had. Okay, because I've had some amazing cards. But Walter Payton, Sweetness, that's my dude. At one point, I think I had 18 Walter Payton rookie cards, and my goal was to have 34 Walter Payton rookie cards, one of them being an autographed
Yeah.
Walter Payton rookie. And then when I finally saw one, it was 35 racks. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening. So I ended up giving away a bunch of my Walter Paytons. I
Yeah.
sold a few of them for mine and Aspen's trip, and I currently have 3 left.
Okay.
But if there was a card, a Holy Grail card for me, they would have to be a Pistol Pete Auto
Yeah.
on a real card, not like on a piece of paper, like
Yeah.
a Pistol Pete Maravich card with
Yes,
his
sir.
autograph. You know, I remember when I was growing up, man, Pistol Pete, a birth of a legend.
Oh,
You know, I was kind of into basketball, but I watched that movie. Next thing you know, I'm in bed with my basketball, bro, sleeping
Yep.
with it, snuggling it. That changed a lot of things for me, that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Pistol Pete Maravich autograph card would be my
Love it, man.
yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right, man. Let's talk about product. You got all the money in the world. You can rip any product you want. What product you gonna rip and why?
Well, of course, I'm not going to say like 86 Fleer, not like that. You know, that's obvious. But you know, the highest end box that I'm not I don't rip many boxes, man. Me and Asper one time we splurged. I think we dropped $280 on a box of 2014 Spectra.
Okay.
And I remember that was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're dropping this money. And now that box probably like 3 racks or something like that.
That's chump change now.
Right. But a box of 2014 National Treasures, I think. Football, yeah, because you got Carmack, you know, Odell, Adams, Evans, Aaron Donald, Jimmy G, Bridgewater. There's so many good players in that. But of course, you got the Derek Carr, and I love Derek Carr. Even if he wasn't the quarterback of the Raiders, that's my quarterback. He will always be my quarterback.
Absolutely.
As somebody I'm behind 100%.
Now I'm a little like taken aback because you forgot to mention Bishop Sankey in the 2014 class.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I mean, he's in there.
Well, he's over there with like Kadeem Carey and like.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's right. He's the super collector. That's right. That's right.
All right, man. Last question. I hear you say this all the time that the hobby. You say the hobby saved me. The hobby saved my life. And I was wondering if you could just speak a little bit to kind of what that statement means, but more importantly, like how has the hobby positively influenced your life?
So I grew up very different. My life was very, very different, you know, and I made a lot of bad decisions in my life. I still make tons of bad decisions. I'm a professional at making bad decisions. You know, when I first got into it, I was still out every night. You know, I'm out at the bars, out at the clubs. I mean, we're getting in fights for fun, doing whatever we want, running the city, da 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 da. And man, you know, everything was about me. I wasn't really being a good family man. You know, I loved my daughter, but I wasn't being a good father. I wasn't there. You know, I was always gone. I wasn't being a good husband. Everything else. And then I got into this card hobby, and like I said, you start to see these other people that I'm just. Don't get me wrong, my friends are great people, but I'm not used to people just loving people for no reason. So I'm seeing all these people loving people for no reason, and it really kind of changed me. You know, I still had one foot in when I first got in the hobby. That's why I used to do my bench shows on Mondays, because I was still out Friday, Saturday nights. Mondays, I was still hungover, and but it really did save me, man. It showed me something different. And, you know, one of the biggest things was that, you know, I kind of started making a couple bucks in the hobby, you know, and it was to the point where I was like, you know what, I can go anywhere and do this.
Yeah.
And we decided to move out of Portland.
Yeah.
And that was probably the biggest saving grace in my life ever, was just to get out of there. Because it's not, I mean, it ain't like Chicago or anything, but it's not a good place, man.
Yeah.
It's not a good place for me.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, losing friends and all this other stuff. And I just needed to get out. So the hobby really did. It showed me something else. It gave me a different avenue. It gave me and my daughter something that we could do together.
Yeah.
And you know, even though she's kind of over cards now and you know, being a teenager, we have that forever. And I got it on YouTube. I can go back and watch the stuff anytime. You know, somebody just commented on one of our videos out of nowhere about mine and Aspen's trip. And, you know, I responded to the comment, and then I was like, well, let me watch this video. And I sat there and watched the video, and I watched about 5 more. And I always have those, you know, it's the hobby. It did, man. It saved me. No lie, bro. No, I don't even want to think about where I'd be right now if I wouldn't have found this.
Yeah. That's how you and I really started getting to know each other was through your YouTube videos, seeing you doing
Mm.
stuff with Aspen, seeing you doing those videos. And, it inspired a lot as far as trying to get my son or introducing my son to the hobby. So I love it,
Right.
man. I love the story of, I know, and like you said, I know Aspen's getting older now and into other things, but you always have that together, and
Right.
just like you and I have talked, that cards were a part of us when we were kids, and then for
Exactly.
some reason they took a break, but we came back. And so
Right.
I think you'll always have that. So, all right, man, I
You
got,
know, I still go for the cards that I still go for the cards that inspired me
oh yes,
when I was young.
let's go.
You know,
Let's
and
go.
I collect differently. It's not the big ones for me. And Aspen's really smart. Aspen, even though she's kind of out of the cards and everything, she came to me a few months ago. She's like, "Hey, Dad, can I have my Bo Jackson collection?" I was like, "Well, yeah, it's yours." She's like, "I know, but can I have it in my room?" And I was like, "Well, of course." So she has, her Bo Jackson collection
Yeah.
is insane. And
Yeah,
I've tried to buy it from her a few times for a couple grand, and she won't sell it to me.
Oh.
But
Well, hey, man, I got one more bonus question, just because it's
up?
rare that I talk to guys who are in the YouTube community circles as well as the Twitter circles. Me, I'm mainly a Twitter guy. What would you say is kind of the biggest difference between the YouTube hobby community versus the Twitter hobby community?
Okay. Should I do a positive or a negative first?
Let's do a positive and then a negative. Sure.
Okay, so the positives of, gosh, it could be for both. All right, the positives for YouTube is that when you're on YouTube, your face is out there, who you are is out there, you're making videos. The things that you say, you put a face to it. You kind of got to stand by it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people on YouTube are more real people.
Yeah.
As a whole, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about your own little group. I'm just talking about as a whole.
Makes sense.
On Twitter, people can come and type whatever they want and,
Yeah.
just poo all over your day, and they don't really have to put a face to who they are. So,
Yeah.
I only have Twitter, but I know people who have all of them, and a lot of people say that Twitter is the most toxic social media that there is.
Oh, wow.
But the other good thing about Twitter is that the group that we do have on Twitter is an amazing group.
Absolutely.
I'll throw racks together and I'll throw it out there on YouTube and everything. And, I'll be lucky if I get one or two people from YouTube who I've known for a long time who
Yeah.
jump in and go, "Hey, I want to be a part of that." When on Twitter, it's, our whole group's throwing a hand right up and, "Yeah, I'm in, let's do it."
Absolutely.
So it's, I think the groups, when you find a group, a fan bam, it's a little closer on Twitter
Yeah.
than it is on YouTube. But yeah, I think that's pretty much like the only
That works, man.
ones
Hey.
I can come up with that are different,
Yeah. Well, it was on the spot, man. It was off the cuff. So, all right, man. That's all I got. We got a high five at the end of the high five. Slap it up. Appreciate you joining me. You can check out Jimmy Guns on Twitter at Mr. Jimmy Bro. Also on YouTube, Jimmy Guns Saturday nights. You can also follow me if you're bored at Mr. K-Dub. Always
Do
remember,
it.
be the good in the world. And as my boy Jimmy Guns always says, be a light in somebody's life.
Light in someone's life.
Appreciate you joining me, man. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time on the next high five.
This is a demo sound of freeintromusic.com.